The Indian occupied Kashmir. Ladies and gentlemen, since 4th of August this year, the country, the whole state, 12 million people, religions maybe, they are put behind the bars or house arrest. The whole country is put in a curfew situation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not what we are saying here. To BBC, to Channel 5, even the Hindus, the situation is very serious. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, he also made his announcement highlighting the serious situation developing.
Curfew, there are people out there have no access to food, communication, right to commute freely. This is the greatest human tragedy. But the reason why we were out here, but this will not deter the spirit and soul of our struggle for freedom. In recent years, the scale and nature of India's human rights violations has expanded significantly. They are using every weapon in their arsenal to destroy the Kashmiri spirit and end the freedom struggle with no consequences whatsoever. As the country utilizes all possible avenues to subvert attention for of media, kidnapping civilians, missing persons, harassments, for us, however, cultural emotional bonds spanning over the century. But now, everyone here, with your help, whatever little is, we will make it live and see it happen. Jazakallah.
Thank you so much, Brother Shafiq, for sharing. Conscientious person of the globe. Everyone has to come forward. If we raise the voice today, there will be a time that the history repeats. If we don't stand with justice, the injustice will be faced by us, and then we have to face it. So everyone.
Very, very difficult, very, very problematic, but very sad situation. And I think it becomes a responsibility of every human being to do something and say something about it. It is direct abuse of human rights, and this should never be allowed in any country or towards any nation or any individual. One person suffering that type of abuse affects every single one of us if we have some conscience about it. So please, the request here to everybody is do what you can. Get in touch with your MPs, get in touch with anybody who has any influence to stop this atrocities that are taking place in Kashmir. Unacceptable, intolerable.
We are here to show solidarity to the people of Kashmir, to the women, the children who are suffering with the whatever acts of Kashmir, the steps they have taken. The people, they don't have medicine there, they don't have food over there, and they are suffering with all the basic necessities. So we all are here in solidarity to support them, and I urge everybody, every human, it's a humanitarian thing. It's not a Muslim or an Indian or any other Jewish thing. It's a humanitarian thing that we all should support this cause, and we all should be together and standing together to support Kashmir in such crisis. Thank you. To support Kashmir in such crisis. Thank you.
Nadim.
Thank you, brother. It's lovely.
Doing a great job.
Been perpetrated and imposed by the government of India in Kashmir for the past 26 days. Of course, the world community as well as the Kashmiris living in the diaspora in the United Kingdom as well as in Hounslow here, they are worried about their loved ones and generally about the human rights situation in Kashmir. We are hoping that the world community will not remain silent and they will act fast, they will act timely to stop Indian barbarism and these acts of violence.
हमेशा आपने पीस की बात की है, आपने हमेशा ह्यूमन राइट्स की बात की है, लेकिन बड़े अफसोस के साथ अगर इंसान दुनिया इंसानियत की तकलीफ होनी चाहिए, अगर इंसानियत के लिए मैं कहता हूं कि ये शर्मनाक बात है। मैं आप तमाम दोस्तों से ये गुजारिश करूंगा कि हम अमन की बात करना चाहते हैं, हम अमन से रहना चाहते हैं, हम पूरी दुनिया के अंदर अमन की बात कहते हैं। ऐसा वाकया होता सारा आवाम के सामने, दुनिया के सामने आ सके। मैं एक
humanity than anything else, regardless what background, what two countries have issues with each other, whatever the religion, that doesn't matter as far as every one of us standing here is about humanity. Just imagine, over 7 million people have been imprisoned since the 5th of August and they are still locked up. Now just imagine that if somebody locks you up in the house, humanity, that's got nothing. You telling me that 7 million people are actually, all I say to you is, we can make the speeches, we can give our views, our opinions, but what really matters, what action can we take to help? You need to write to your MPs. You need to ask them to raise this issue in the House of Parliament, where we are all representative. And these MPs are our representative to give our views. I have been asking my MPs, both of them from Mandal and Hounslow, that they should show leadership. They should come out and say things which is humanitarian. Don't take sides. I can understand. Lift the curfew. At the same time, 700 plus soldiers are.
Today, I know you're all busy, but it's good to have a good crowd. I'm going to keep it very simple. All I'd like to say is that most of the time, anything that's not happening within our family, we tend to forget the world outside. But let's not forget that this is nothing to do with Pakistan or India. This is a humanity issue where women, children are being slaughtered on a daily basis. This could happen to someone right here, right now. We would not be happy. So why is it that we are not doing enough for the world outside, the world of Kashmir? I know we all talk about it, but actually we don't do enough. What can we do? The first thing you can do is to make sure that your voice is heard, not for yourself, but for Kashmir. Lobby your MP and make sure that if...
Have a word with you and how she feels with having a family there who she has not been able to speak to.
A lot of people here are speaking in support of Kashmir. I would just like to speak on a very personal level. My family is from Kashmir, I am from Kashmir, and they have been living there for generations from day one. I have not been able to speak to any of them since the lockdown, and we are extremely worried about what state they are all in. And we've seen lots of media around, but it's not really reflecting the true state of Kashmir at the moment, and also it does not represent the way the Kashmiris have been treated over 60-70 years. It's been going on forever, but it only seems to have come to a head now. I'm very glad, and I hope that it can be solved now. My family have been oppressed. My cousin has been beaten by the Indian Army before the lockdown. His kidneys were very badly damaged, and unfortunately he died. They're locked in their homes. There was regular curfews. This is before the lockdown. I have no idea what's happening now. I don't really want to say a lot more. There's a lot more speakers there. The only thing I'd like to say is that Kashmir is known, it's often called paradise on earth. At the moment, I can assure you, for the Kashmiris in Kashmir today, it's like living in hell on earth.
Well, thank you very much, sister.
It's a working day, but still a lot of people have joined us. Luther King, but it matter that who was silent. So if you remain silent, nobody will help you. That's why, and why it's called human rights. Human rights mean it's a right which every human being should enjoy. And that's why we are here. We are actually showing our solidarity with the Kashmiri people, because what they are going through today, like it's, as my other colleagues have said, it's not just like, since 4th of August or 5th of August. All this is going like, for last 70 years. But what is happening since 4th of August is absolutely not acceptable. And whoever have a heart must come out and raise their voice. It's like, up to you, your MPs, through any other way that you can actually raise this issue and highlight. And we have to make sure that every one of us that raise their voice, because this is a human right, and as a human we need to protect our right. We need to protect the rights of others regardless of their religion, race, creed or their background. So thank you very much once again, and I will
and it has brought us together irrespective of our political affiliations. The rights of every person are diminished when the rights of one person is threatened. Located in Himalayas mountain, Kashmir is rich in resources and diverse in history, and its struggle of freedom started long before the creation of India and Pakistan. And since then, at least around 100,000 dead, just over 7 decades, 3 wars between 2 nuclear-armed states, and countless human rights violations. This is the story of Kashmir.
Gathering. I'm very thankful to you all that you come and show the solidarity towards the people of Kashmir, particularly at the time when they are going through the toughest time. I have recently been to the Kashmir. I'm born there. Before this coup, I can say it coup. I was there. I have seen the harassment. I have seen the number of army over there. It looks like as if they have planted the trees. I have been stopped by myself twice, and I was asked so many questions for nothing, But anyway, I was a British citizen at that time, although my ethnic origin is from Kashmir. But I was asked so many questions. What about the people who live there, who face every day safety and security? But okay, that's fine. But now it's been transgressed by the Indian authorities and Indian soldiers and RSS.
Of India is inflicting on Kashmir today. Rape of women from an 8 years Asif Bano to an 80-year-old Kunan Poshpur. Beatings, torture and inhuman treatment. Yet again, this was not enough. Therefore, the government decided to rob the Kashmiris special legal status that was agreed and guaranteed to then 2 sovereign states, namely India and former state of Jammu and Kashmir, ruled by the Maharaja. Before its controversial addition to India, removal of the special status of the constitution, which can only be described as a planned act of state terrorism, whereby both the state and non-state extend the Hindutva ideology in Kashmir. Today, these matters of barbarism have unleashed all the powers. The voice of the media has been suppressed, still in curfew constituencies here in the youth.
His solidarity with the Kashmiris. Councillor Afzal Kani.
Thank you very much, sir. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I thank you very much for showing solidarity with Kashmiris. On 4th of August, everyone knows that the Indian government has provoked the 370 article and imposed a martial law situation within Kashmir. The territory and cut off all the communication within the Kashmir.
And we have another ladies from the ladies side. We have Ghazala Bhatt here. She wants to share her thoughts.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, very much.
Thank you. And bearing in mind that there are now, may I invite our next speaker.
Towards India has done the worst thing they can do to mankind, and therefore we will carry on protesting at every level, at every form, to highlight the India's brutality to the world until they stop these brutalities and give the right of self-determination to the people of Kashmir. Right of self-determination.
Brothers and sisters, not because of a Muslim, because they are a human being. They need a blood. They have
for coming here this afternoon. Kashmir crises are open secret to all of us. Our brothers and sisters, are there for the last 25 days under strict curfew. Children, young families, elderly, and patients, all of them, they are restricted to their houses with limited access to food and other facilities of life. That is the cause which has brought us here today. That is the cause we are propagating here today, and that is the purpose we all have gathered here today. Kashmir issue is there for the last 71.
Asking you to stand up for humanity and for the Kashmiris' rights, their human rights, their fundamental freedoms. Thank you very much.
Basic rights to our brothers and sisters in Kashmir. Ya Allah, help our brothers in Gaza, in Sudan, in Somalia, in Afghanistan. Help our brothers in China who are suffering. We ask you, Allah, help our brothers wherever they are in Yemen. We ask you, Allah, help our brothers in Yemen, release them from the oppression, give them ease, give them comfort in this dunya and the akhirah. We ask you, Allah, allow us to defend our brothers and sisters in Kashmir. Grant us pious leaders, grant us sincere leaders who will be steadfast upon the kitab and the sunnah of our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we ask you, Allah, grant us safety and security within this country. Ya Allah, allow us to live with each other with rahmah, with mahabba, with love.
বিশ্বের কোথায় কি ঘটছে তৎক্ষণাৎ জানতে চোখ রাখুন জিবি নিউজের পাতায়, gbnews24.com।